James Thomas Bell was born just after the turn of the century in Starkville, Mississippi, a tiny town with the appropriate name for a baby born with black skin, because life promised to be stark. James Bell had little reason to believe that he would do anything but pick cotton or work in a packing house, or as he puts it, work like a man. James Bell had a special talent, though. He could hit and throw a baseball, and he could run like the wind.
Bell's incredible speed and talent made him a legendary figure in black baseball history. He is widely considered one of the fastest men ever to play the game. One time he hit a line drive right past my ear. I turned around and saw the ball hit him sliding into second, remembered pitching great Satchel Paige. This all-field recollection refers to James Thomas Cool Papa Bell, by all accounts the fastest player in Negro Leagues history. Bell's name may not be as familiar as Jackie Robinson or Josh Gibson, but to black baseball fans, he stands as an icon of speed and skill during a segregated era. In this documentary, we'll explore how Cool Papa Bell rose from humble beginnings to Negro League stardom, hear legendary tales of his lightning speed,
he was the fastest man on earth on feet, barring nobody,
and see why he remains a symbol of black excellence and resilience in the face of segregation. James Cool Papa Bell was born in Starkville, Mississippi on May 17, 1903. Growing up in the segregated Deep South where opportunities for black Americans were scarce. As a teenager, Bell moved to St. Louis to live with his family. His mother hoped he could attend high school there for a better future.
When you went to St. Louis, what was the immediate reason? You got a job? Is that why you left here?
Well, yes. The thing was, my mother always said that she wanted us to go as far as school as we could.
Bell found his true calling not in the classroom, but on the sandlots. He worked by day in a packing house and played baseball in his spare time for a local black amateur team, the Compton Hill Cubs. It wasn't long before his talent attracted attention beyond the sandlot. In 1922, at just 19 years old, Bell impressed the Negro National League St. Louis Stars by striking out 8 of their batters in an exhibition game with his wicked knuckleball. The Stars offered him a $90 per month contract, a life-changing opportunity. Initially, Bell was a left-handed pitcher with an arsenal of breaking balls thrown from multiple arm angles. He earned the colorful nickname that very year. During a high-pressure game, the rookie struck out legendary slugger Oscar Charleston for a clutch out.
Greatest fielder you ever seen. Yeah, he could look like know where the ball was going. He'd go right to that spot and turn around and catch the ball.
He could do it all. He could hit, run, field, and throw.
Bell's calm, unflappable demeanor prompted his manager, Bill Gatewood, to exclaim that young James was cool under fire. Gatewood added Papa to give the name a little extra flourish.
How did you get the nickname of Cool Papa?
It was from the same manager when I was managing Birmingham at the time. I had pitched against this team over in East St. Louis with another team. They thought I was going to be afraid to pitch up against a big crowd of people. So I was taking it so easy. Come in off the bench, he said, "You taking it cool out there?" I said, "You really taking it cool?" And after that, they began to call me Cool.
And Cool Papa Bell was born. Bell's pitching career, however, was short-lived. An arm injury in 1924 robbed him of some pitching strength. Rather than give up on the game, Cool Papa reinvented himself as an outfielder, a role that would make him a legend. He learned to switch hit, having previously batted only right-handed, so he could start closer to first base out of the left-handed batter's box.
See, I was a natural right-hand hitter.
Even though you're a left-handed thrower?
Yes, and they taught me, see, I could hit ball from the right side and beat them out. And they said, well, if you turn on the left side, they said they have to play way up on the grass to get you.
In the outfield, Bell's blazing speed allowed him to track down fly balls anywhere from shallow to deep center. Across the rest of the 1920s, Bell developed into a star. With the St. Louis Stars, he honed his batting skills and base running technique, helping the club win Negro National League championships in 1928, 1930, and 1931. By the time he was in his mid-20s, Cool Papa Bell was renowned around the Negro Leagues. The stage was set for the fastest man in baseball to astonish the world. Cool Papa Bell may well have been the fastest man ever to play baseball. His speed is the stuff of legend, equal parts fact and folklore passed down through generations. Teammates and opponents alike have a treasure trove of anecdotes about Bell's almost supernatural quickness.
What do you remember about that guy sitting next to you, Cool Papa Bell?
Well, I was fortunate enough to play against Cool when I first come in the Negro National League. I thought Cool was I was 15 years old, and Cool was quite a runner, and being a young catcher too. I thought quite a bit of Cool. They used to tell me how fast he could run.
One oft-told story comes from Bell's longtime friend and Hall of Fame pitcher Satchel Paige, who liked to joke, Cool Papa was so fast he could flip off the light switch and be in bed before the room got dark. But plenty of real, documented feats underlined Bell's greatness on the base pass. In 1933, while starring for the Pittsburgh Crawfords, Bell was reportedly credited with 175 stolen bases in a single season.
I stole 175 bases in 1 year. All right, well, we was playing around 180 out of 90 games a season.
Witnesses swear he could round all the bases in an astonishing 12 seconds flat. Players knew that if Bell hit a routine grounder, they had to rush every play. As one teammate quipped, if Bell laid down a butt that bounced twice, put it back in your pocket, because there was simply no hope of throwing him out.
One first baseman told me about the time he tried to pick Cool Papa off with a throw from the catcher, and as he reached down to slap the bag, he knew there was nobody there. When he looked up, there was Cool Papa, smiling, on third base.
Even Olympic sprint champion Jesse Owens, fastest human on the planet in the 1930s, refused to race Bell when the opportunity arose, knowing it might not be an easy win.
Did you ever race him, like before a game in front of crowds and stuff?
We had a doubleheader in Cleveland, Ohio, and he was in the stand. He see me running the bases around, and they say, I left my track shoes home, so I didn't have any track shoes. I got work.
Bell compiled a remarkable baseball career that stretched over 25 years. He was a switch-hitting center fielder who hit for high averages year after year. In fact, historians note that Bell never batted below 300 in any recorded season. During his 9 seasons with the St. Louis Stars from 1922 to 1931, Bell developed into an elite leadoff hitter and defensive star. The Stars claimed 3 league titles in that span, with Bell igniting their offense.
Stars won 3 league championships in 4 years, from 1928 to 1931. The Stars were anchored by a group of 5 National Baseball Hall of Famers, led by the speedy Cool Papa Bell, one of the fastest men that the game has ever seen.
Who were the big people that stood out in the African-American community? They were the black baseball players. You know, Cool Papa. Everybody today knows Cool Papa. Can you imagine what a legend he was in that period? You know, he is the highest of the peak.
In the 1930s, Bell's journey took him to some of the greatest teams in Negro Leagues history. In 1933, he joined the Pittsburgh Crawfords, a stacked ball club that featured 7 future Hall of Famers, including Bell himself, Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, Oscar Charleston, and others.
When you talk about the 27 Yankees, the Gas House Gang, or the Big Red Machine, you'd better include the 1932 Pittsburgh Crawfords.
We used to manhandle the team. We had a ball. That's the best ball club ever I played with.
Judy Johnson and Buck Leonard, a pair of Hall of Famers at first and third. In center field, a legend.
Oh, Cool Papa Bell. Cool Papa Bell was something else. He was lightning.
I never seen anybody fast as Cool Papa. Did you hear what Satchel said about him? You could turn out the light, he'd be in the bed before it went off.
Cool Papa Bell was part of an outfield that was said to be so fast, rain couldn't fall between them.
After the Crawfords, Bell later teamed up with the powerhouse Homestead Grays. He returned to the Grays in the 1940s and helped them win Negro World Series titles in 1943 and 1944. Importantly, Bell didn't just excel in the Negro Leagues, he also proved himself on international stages. He spent the winter of 1937 in the Dominican Republic, playing for the team of dictator Rafael Trujillo, a high-pressure stint where, as Bell later recounted, players were ominously told losing was not an option. They won the championship and lived to tell the tale. If you're enjoying this story, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps bring more untold histories like this one to light. From 1938 to 1941, Bell played in the Mexican League, where the racial climate was more relaxed and accepting. There, he became a fan favorite and put up astonishing numbers. In one Mexican season, 1940, Cool Papa Bell reportedly won the Triple Crown, leading the league with a .437 batting average, along with 12 home runs and 79 RBI. He earned MVP honors in Mexico and even led the league in runs and triples that year.
In Mexico, he was on the same team that I was on. And the first game he played in, he was on first base. The next hitter hit a ball into right field. Cool Papa went to third base so fast they stopped the game. They said he cut across behind the pitcher. He said it's impossible, no puede ser. It just couldn't happen. Nobody could go from first to third that fast.
Even though segregation barred Bell from the major leagues, he did get chances to face big league players in off-season exhibitions, and he made the most of those opportunities. In dozens of barnstorming games in the 1930s and 40s against white all-star teams, featuring the likes of Dizzy Dean, Bob Feller, and Bob Lemon, Bell hit .391, essentially proving he could dominate top MLB talent as well. He also averaged roughly a stolen base every 2 games against those major leaguers. Playing in the Negro Leagues during the Jim Crow era, Bell was part of a league that was born of segregation but became a source of pride and empowerment for black communities. He and his peers proved on the diamond that black athletes were just as talented, indeed often more talented, than their white major league counterparts, even if the broader society wasn't ready to acknowledge it.
So I said, cool, I says, you know what Bobo Newsom said out there a few minutes ago? So he's not going back to the major league until he beat these niggas. So Cool Papa, that's the reason he got that name, because he didn't have nothing to say. He just played, you know what I mean? He wasn't talkative at all. He's, what'd you say, Wells? He's a soft talker, I said, that's what he said. He said, well, I'll tell you what we do. We just keep him out here about 2 more years.
As Bell himself once noted, they say that I was born too soon. I say the doors were open too late. Despite any personal disappointment, Cool Papa Bell was never bitter about being barred from the majors.
But we heard a lot of people say someday maybe you'll be playing in Major League Baseball.
Did you feel badly about it? Did you say to yourself in the middle of your career, I can play better than almost all these guys?
No, I never did say anything about it. It didn't bother me about whether I played or not. If they give me a chance to play, I'll just get out there and do the best I could do.
He celebrated the progress when integration finally arrived. He called seeing black players finally allowed in Major League Baseball his biggest thrill, even more meaningful to him than his own Hall of Fame induction. Bell understood that his generation's excellence laid the groundwork for breakthroughs in civil rights within sports. By excelling with grace, he helped change attitudes.
On April 15, 1947, at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, Jackie Robinson makes his first appearance as a Major League Baseball player and shatters a half-century of tradition.
After Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947, Bell's role shifted to that of mentor and elder statesman of the game. He coached briefly with the Kansas City Monarchs, the very team Robinson came from, and used his experience to groom young black players who would soon star in the majors. Legends like Jackie Robinson, Ernie Banks, and Lou Brock all benefited from Bell's wisdom and example. In the words of Negro League star Buck O'Neil, Bell taught that base running isn't about speed, it's about technique. And Cool Papa, he was a master at all of that. Cool Papa Bell hung up his cleats in 1950 at age 47, just as the Negro Leagues were winding down and the major leagues were integrating. After retiring as a player, Bell stayed around the game. He scouted for the St. Louis Browns, the American League team in his adopted hometown, in the early 1950s. In the 1970s, America finally began to fully celebrate the Negro League's heroes. Cool Papa Bell's moment of official recognition came in 1974 when he was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, becoming only the 5th Negro Leaguer to receive that honor.
The Baseball Hall of Fame for a black man born in Mississippi 71 years ago who never played an inning of Major League Baseball. Well, to James Bell's astonishment and to the credit of baseball, who finally opened its colorblind eyes, it happened in this tiny town in upstate New York.
After 1974, Bell made a point to attend Hall of Fame inductions regularly, receiving standing ovations from fans who now knew his name and what he represented. Bell passed away on March 7, 1991 in St. Louis at the age of 87, just a few weeks after the loss of his beloved wife. Tributes quickly poured in. The New York Times, in his obituary, hailed him as a folk hero whose speed was unmatched and whose stories would live on. His hometown of St. Louis memorialized him with a bronze statue. Today, Cool Papa Bell's statue stands outside Busch Stadium so that every fan entering the ballpark can be reminded of his legacy.
10 statues sit outside Busch Stadium, all Hall of Famers, but only 8 are Cardinals. One is of Browns great George Sisler, the other of a Negro Leagues legend who never played Major League Baseball. His name is James Thomas Cool Papa Bell.
In Mississippi, he was posthumously inducted into the State Sports Hall of Fame in 1995, and the road leading to that museum is now aptly named Cool Papa Bell Drive. In 1999, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City erected a life-size sculpture of Bell, and in that same year a historical marker was dedicated in Starkville, Mississippi, on the very Little League field where young James first played ball. Today, James Cool Papa Bell is remembered not only for his unfathomable speed, but for his character, sportsmanship, and the barrier-breaking significance of his career. The Negro Leagues may have been consigned to history, but their stars like Bell continue to shine in our collective memory, reminding us of a time when extraordinary talent thrived against the odds.
I remember one night we were playing a game, and I'm high on this hill so I can look down at the center fielder. They hit a ball over Cool Papa's head, and at the crack of the bat, boy, I can see Cool running. And he turned just at the right time, picked that ball. I said, well, that stopped me from saying that I could beat Cool playing outfield.